in training the man, the child, that boy that becomes a man. There are some things that we have shirked in our responsibility that is now making it. We emphasize more on the girl child than the boy child. So that emphasis on the boy child made the boy child to have gotten some deficiencies even from rearing, from the period of parenting. The boy child has some deficiency. The emphasis is not on him. So those things that he has to do to make him a disciplined child, we don't really emphasize on it. We emphasize in protecting the girl child, So like I was talking to some parents in the recent time, I said this is a challenge for parents, that we need to now rise up and make sure there is a balancing in preparing both the boy child and the girl child.
Okay, Mr. Shulaye, we look at some of this punishment and say, well, maybe some of the things we've talked about, a very matured mind to another mature, even though without consent is still rape, you can say, well, the judgment is the best you can get is life imprisonment. But when you look at some cases, like a matured man raping a minor that does not know anything, defiling a baby, and all sorts of things like that, don't you think those who are calling for castration as a punishment are justified?
Thank you, Hakim. Yes, they are justified, but I feel it is just lip service.
Okay.
The apparatus are not there.
Yes, sir.
Do I just go to a man and say, oh, you have been accused of, then I will castrate you. Before you know it, I will be sentenced. The apparatus are not there, and it is deliberate. And that's where it affects all of us. We are not doing enough. At all. We must close that gap. We must ensure that we strengthen the law. Let me tell you, if an individual that abused any other person is being tried, and speedy trial for that matter, not the trial that will take you the next 4 or 5 years that the family will begin to tell you our economy is going down, I think we better withdraw. If within 1 or 2 weeks you do it, why were they able to try those who went out when there was lockdown? Why were they able to try them and still get results? Why can't they do the same thing? Because it's either the man himself that will put the law in place, will perpetrate the evil, or his own children will do it. So what are we talking about? Until we get to that level that we do the needful. I will talk here today, oh, tomorrow they should cut off their heads. It's just lip service. I'm being sincere with you. I can't come here and begin to tell you lies. We must strengthen the law. Look, United Nations, all member nations, member states in the United Nations, got themselves committed to ending violence. But we must begin to show actions, not commitment. The commitment is on paper. The action is the result. But we will not put action. You hear another thing at the end of the day. That has been the major problem. Okay. The apparatus are not there.
The other time, Dr. Mrs. Womiloju was talking about good parenting and giving a child a good background for adult life. What is your NGO doing? You are Child Protection Network. What have you been doing to ensure that these children are properly educated, not the classroom education this time? Mentally, they are ready for the society, and physically, they are ready for the society. What have you been doing?
Thank you very much. You see, when Madam mentioned it, I reasoned with her. But do you know that these days, we now have children giving back to children?
Yes.
My own organization, not the network now, the network is Child Protection Network. My own organization is Child to Child Network, from one child to another child. We work with street children. Go there in the street, you will see 6-year-old, 7-year-old boy, girls, sleeping in the street. Their parents are at home. A majority of them, when I say majority, I mean about 95% of them are from broken homes.
Yes.
What do you expect will happen at the end of the day? And the society is pretending as if nothing is happening. It is still the fact that we have actually lost the value. We have lost in our responsibility. We are not doing the right thing. not until we are able to ensure those children are well taken care of. Look, if you know, imagine, let me tell you a story. A young boy, 7 years old, sleeps in the street, Lafenwa there, not Lagos, in Abeokuta, Lafenwa here. And by the time we were able to interact with him, it was the mother that left the father, and the mother is married to another man. That new man said, I don't have enough capacity to take care of my own biological children. How will I be feeding the children of others? And you can imagine why we were grown up. Akim can bear me witness. We were children of the community. At times, our parents will be looking for us at night, and one person will just come out. They are asleep already, or they are here, and they will leave us there. You dare not do that now. So these days, like Madam said, me and my family, it will never work. And that's why we are missing it. A majority of the well-to-do in the society that are turning their faces, they put their children in air-conditioned car. They take them to schools. Those ones in the street will kill those ones that are in the car. Yes, at the end of the day. Yes, not until you and I are ready to stand up to our responsibility, it will just back to square zero.
Okay, Madam, let me talk about stigmatization. Most times when there is a victim from domestic violence or rape, the victim tends to withdraw at some point in life and see life as not befitting to live. How should we stop this stigmatization and make them live a normal life again?
Thank you very much. Rather than stigmatization, I believe that we should empathize. That is what these victims need. But what we find is that people stigmatize them. And it is because of stigmatization that you have a lot of them not coming out to talk. Because they know that if our stigmatization starts even from the home, can you imagine that? From the parents of the victim, they will be the first one to stigmatize the child. In some culture, they believe that once such a thing happens to that child is already
a bad luck.
An outcast. And don't touch this, don't touch that, we don't know who has given you pregnancy. You know, that kind of thing. The child begins that, it's added emotional problem. Because even from the home where she belongs, she's now stigmatized and rejected. So that is one problem. A lot of lack of understanding of the situation. Is it the fault of the child that has been raped? Something that ought not to be, but some parents do that, or some homes provide that kind of, that's their own support for the child. The larger society is even worse. When the child is going on the street, see her, she has been raped. Who raped her? We don't know, armed robber. You know, that kind of thing. It becomes the talk of the streets, the talk of the community. So that kind of stigmatization is also there. And even on a larger plane, it is even done. But I want to believe that things are changing. Okay. And this, the trend in which we are having through the social media now is making things to change. The awareness is now becoming more and more. It is the awareness that is on the increase, that we are now having people speaking out. A lot of people are coming out. You don't need to see their faces. Sometimes they tell their stories. You hear a lot of stories on the social media. People are now grown up, they are now well married. They tell their own stories of rape from inside their family, either their uncles or their stepfather, and so on and so forth. I was reading a lot on the social media in the recent time of so many people talking about it. So what should we now do to prevent stigmatization? Awareness. Create awareness. Let people know what they should do. In fact, the first thing that Mr. Sholen has just mentioned is that there should be more of awareness created and people knowing their rights. People don't know their rights, and that's why they have a lot of problems.
Okay, madam, how does a woman fight back? Let's go to leave rape now. Let's come to domestic violence, battering of women, psychological torture, beating. How does a woman fight back without committing a crime or without being violent, leading to probably murder or manslaughter or killing? How does a woman fight, that psychological torture?
In most cases where you have these occurrences, you discover that some that result into murder or result into some of these very serious crimes is not intentional. Sometimes it is the act of defending oneself, or the individual wanting to defend himself, herself. So when such things happen, it is because when there are two people that are aggressive and trying to fight one another, you never know what it can bring forth. Look at the case of the two of them, husband and wife, fighting in the family. And in the process of fighting, the serious combat, the woman's head was slashed against the wall. And that was the end. The woman eventually died. Because you know how fragile the brain is. So things like that happen. It is better to even prevent it. Prevent violence. Both for the man and the woman. Because we have been talking about women being the larger number of sufferers or victims of domestic violence. We still have that percentage that comes from women to men. We have that. It's not a very high percentage, but all the same, we need to talk about it. Because we are talking about domestic violence, and domestic violence involves both the man and the woman. And when you think about the effect on the children, especially, in fact, the society needs to rise up against this thing. Okay. Because those of us in the school, we have been talking seriously about it.
We are wrapping up now. You mentioned something, Mr. Kiwade, about the government and all stakeholders being serious about the law. Now, you now see that in recent time, not only in Ogun State, the governor came out to inaugurate a kind of committee against domestic violence. The governor's wife was also involved.
Just 2 days ago.
And of course, you also know that a whole lot of bill is going through some House of Assembly. Is that not signs of seriousness that we are being serious and getting to the kind of area that like people like you are agitating for?
And Mr. Before you answer, please, how do a victim report a case? What is the process so that if they can't go on social media, they should go somewhere and report a case and hope to win the case?
Thank you. Yes, that some governors have come out in the open now and said this, that, fine, good. We hope it is not going to be politicized. I would have loved it if, say, about 24 governors will come on the air and say, I pray, and please mark it down, and mark my word. My word will stand the test of time. It is not politics. I am not saying they are not serious. We have had a lot of speeches in the past, and at the end of the day, nothing happened. So let
be
all be hopeful. Ma, at our level, anywhere we go, we leave our numbers. There have been a lot of such cases we handled that only just community actors will call us, not the people affected. Okay. Of course, there is no how there will be violence here that from people outside will not hear of it. They give us call. We step in immediately. Because more often than not, those who are directly affected will not want to open up. So by the time we come in, like Madam said, we also have some professional counselors. You see, this job is not what you just take up a day and say, I'm a counselor. So we talk to them and they will now come out and we'll be able to address it.
Thank you very much. That's how far we can go, curbing increasing cases of domestic violence and rape. And we've been having as our guest Mr. Sholaye Akingbade of the Child Protection Network. Thank you very much for coming onto the program. Of course, Dr. Mrs. Ayodele Womiloju, a psychologist, a counselor, and ANCOPS president of, that is the president of ANCOPS in Ogun State. I want to thank you very much for having time to come.
Thank you.
That's how it's going to be. And of course, on behalf of my partner, we are in almost the same topless with my shirt. We didn't plan it. Charity James will be here. You want to say something?
No, I just want to tell our viewers that rape is a no-no. Please, let's save
No
the society. No excuse for rape, please. No
at all.
excuse for
And of
domestic
course,
violence.
domestic violence too. Women should be, men should be the head of the family. Even if you say your women are tormented, you find a way of doing
resolving it.
without being violent, without being psychological violence too is also there. But we cannot take that that surrounds this issue of domestic violence. But as for rape, it's a no-no, no matter the condition. Thank you very much. My name is Hakim Akitode. On behalf of Charity Games, so we'll see you again Wednesday next week on a brand new edition of our own Newdawn. Of course, then we continue to enjoy the rest of our programming on OGTV. Thanks for watching.
Thank you very much.